Hey, Alan, let's take a look at your revision here. Sorry, I just drank some water. My throat's all messed up. So I'm trying to get this out smoothly. Okay, that looks great. Nice. Yeah, that looks really good. Great job on that assignment. Nice. Yeah, looks perfect. Okay, good stuff. Let's see. Your blocking or your planning here. And I see you said you worked on an alternative pose. So, oh, okay, I see. So yeah, like I think this one is, like I said, it feels natural based on what your sketch was, but I'm not sure. Maybe you're onto something with this, just because like the thing with this is the head is creating just like a really odd silhouette here. So I would be careful of that. Like there might be a way of getting this across by like maybe bringing the head up a little bit more, so we can actually, you know, I don't know if we would need to see the headline, or I mean, I'm sorry, the neckline. See, like even I'm drawing a circle and the head is much bigger than that. But if we saw like just maybe a little bit, like the shoulders would be right here, and a little bit of the neck. Yeah, I think the head would still be like way bigger than this. But that's why I say like you can translate the head up instead of just like rotating the head. Like actually grab that head control and use the translation controls and just like move it where you want it to be. And so I feel like if you did that, maybe even hyperextend this arm a little further out, like kind of cheat it because it's behind the head. This will keep that pose feeling pretty natural, and without the head like coming in front of the body there. So that's good. Also, watch out for like the angle which this pose is at. It just feels like it's like the camera is tilted. So maybe even like bringing this leg across here a little bit further underneath. Sorry, underneath the body will help that a little bit more. I like to kind of even it out a little bit. But yeah, I like that. I mean, I think that this looks good. This definitely has like, you know, you're doing the right things here with the hand and everything like that. But I feel like this one this one still feels more natural than the original one you did. It's just a matter of like figuring out the proportions and making sure the silhouette works. And it's just the head that's giving you that trouble. So I don't know. Yeah, just keep playing with that and see what you can get. Okay, let's take a look at Taylor. Cool. Good stuff on the tail. Yeah, really nice overlaps there. So the main thing I'm seeing here is that okay. Yeah, overall this is great. Definitely a good start. So what we need here is we need those contact frames. We need your character to actually push off the ground and push themselves off the ground and have that controlled landing. And right now these hops they're quick, and I understand like the idea behind that, like you know, you want those quick little hops for your character to have that like squirrel-like feel and have them be very, very short hops. But then you have some big hops here, and those are the ones where I feel like those especially need those contact frames. Like you have that's nice. And then, so like here, your character goes from that up into the air, but we need to see we need to see that push off the ground. So there should be at least a few more frames, like the next frame going out, and then the frame after that where you have that contact on the ground. And think about like this contact right here is where the legs of your character are. So your character, if this were an actual squirrel or any sort of animal, they're using their legs to push off the ground. And the way that we want to see this is that it's the overall shape of the character. So even though it's just a ball, we want to think that all that stuff is in there and is actually the character is motivating themselves to push off the ground. So this is a great example of where you use that contact frame. Even coming into like something like this, I would say like you would come in with a contact and then settle. Now these first few jumps, those are kind of a little trickier to say. Like they're so quick. I think that it's always good to have a contact frame, but for super quick jumps like this, it might make it a little bit too slow for what you're going for. So those little hops might be okay. But preferably, I would put a contact frame on any little jump that I did. So there's that, and then you have this jump, same sort of thing. We need that contact frame coming in here. So basically, if this were the characters, like basically with the quadruped, it would be the front paws going in with like the head and everything else like that, and then the legs back here, like the hind legs. But that's giving that overall shape, and that's why we're getting that contact frame there. So, and then we also want to feel that weight settle a little bit, even if it's a light character. We want to feel that weight settle. So having it go from a shape like this instantly to a shape like that without seeing that squash happening, we don't feel it as much. It just goes instantly into a squash, and then the stretch is way out here. So we ideally would have that at least a few frames of contact, maybe normal, neutral, then a squash, then another neutral, then a stretch. Now you're adding more frames. And again, like if you want it to be a quicker thing, at least have the contact. And so you go maybe contact, squash, stretch. But that's going to be a really quick jump. And so that's why I say like maybe in the beginning, those quick jumps, you can have something like that. But it's a little bit more open in those first few jumps just because they're so quicker, but the slower jumps, you have to have those or else you're not going to feel the weight of that character. So the same thing here, like you got that, and that's nice because it's coming before this big jump, but we still need to see that push off the ground. So you have the contact in, and you're getting that down over a few frames, but that contact out is way out here, and we would want to see your character push off the ground. I'm using a lot of force, so maybe we don't need that many frames going from there to there, but we still need to see that. And then going over here and then landing, that's great. So that works too. What I'd like to see with the landing is just like a little bit more than just that one settle. Like I feel like it's really, like if we think about a character landing from such a big jump, they would need some sort of recovery. And so not like they're going to like fall over or anything like that, but like some sort of like they're jumping up, they're landing, and then like they're still like kind of catching themselves. So even a few little hops after that, or like a slide or something like that, or maybe even a hop and a slide, something that will give it a little bit more detail, because right now it's almost too perfect. It's just like land and stop. And so that's one of the things that's going to add that detail to your animation. Overall, it's a great start. You have one more week to work on this, so that's good. And you're far ahead with the overlap in the tail. Like that's one thing that I'm not concerned about at all in this one. Like I think you're doing a really good job on that. It's mainly just like the weight and the physicality of the main object of the character that you need to work on. And of course that's going to affect the overlap a little bit more just because you're changing timing and stuff. But overall you have such a good base for where it's going that I wouldn't worry about it too much. So overall, great job.